Our third speaker is Lyden, ego, fear, selfishness. These are just a few of the deadly things that can kill a marriage. Just as Toastmaster Lyden, he said that failing to confront these vices within himself put his image on the brink of divorce. Brink of divorce. Not the same thing. When his began to crumble, he was thrust into a journey of self-discovery to learn how to win the battle within, so he could win back the woman he loved. Please welcome Sharon as he delivers his second speech in the Pathways Presentation Mastery curriculum titled Fighting for My Marriage.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Good morning. It was 2 days before Valentine's Day 2003 when Jennifer said these words that transformed who I would become as a husband and father. She said, "Sean, I love you, but I don't want to be married to you anymore." And she backed up those words by taking our 2 young daughters, Adair, who is 5, Malia, 3, and moved in with her parents across town in Metro Atlanta. I was stunned. She had always said I never listened to her. Well, now she had my full attention. What happened? What pushed her to the point where she was willing to walk away from our 7-year marriage? 2 big reasons, among many. Number 1, about 3 years earlier, I'd made a few ill-advised business decisions with an investor-backed .com startup I had founded. Jennifer warned me not to make those moves because they would put our personal finances at risk. But I ignored her advice. Now, I'm sure none of you has ever been on the wrong side of an "I told you so" moment with your spouse or significant other, where big stuff hit the fan. But I bet you do know where this story is headed. Yep, the .com bombed. We lost a lot of money that put us under an immense amount of financial stress. And Jennifer lost a lot of trust in me. Now, reason number 2. Because of my financial mistakes, I felt the suffocating weight of shame. I was withdrawn and essentially became an absentee husband and father at a time when Jennifer, who suffers from chronic debilitating migraines, really needed my support at home. She felt neglected by me, dunked on by me, and bottom line, she needed my help. Now, you'd think me being the shockingly self-aware person that you all got to know, that would have listened to Jennifer and thought, "Oh wow, I really screwed up here. She might have some valid points." But no. I activated the Death Star defense system, I powered up the blasters, and I got ready to pulverize any criticism that would come my way. That's because I was in self-protection mode, thinking, I'm out in the arena, working my rear end off, trying to dig us out of our financial hole that, okay, yeah, I put us in. But at this moment, when I'm just now making progress toward fixing our financial problems, this is the tiny bolt. I felt abandoned and betrayed, and I was convinced that I was right, and I was ready to fight. Except, something kept gnawing at me. I loved her, and I knew deep down that I was a big part of the problem. If I was going to have any shot at saving my marriage, I needed to stop fighting against Jennifer and start fighting for her and for our marriage. But what does that even mean, to fight for my marriage? After all, when soldiers prepare for battle, what do? They put on protective gear, they prep their weapons, and they get ready to inflict pain on whoever or whatever stands in their way. But fighting for my marriage? Now that would require the exact opposite approach. I would need to remove my armor and be completely exposed and vulnerable. I would need to lay down my arguments and be willing to walk directly, not obliquely, directly walk into the line of fire from Jennifer, just to have any shot of winning her back. So what does that look like in practice? I'll give you a prime example. One day I bought Jennifer flowers. Okay, yeah, I know. It's real original, right? I went to her parents' house. Her mom answered the door. Now, I had grown to love and adore Jennifer's parents as my own. So you can imagine the sting I felt when I realized that Jennifer's mom was not going to invite me in. Instead, Jen came down to meet me and we stood outside the front door for a couple minutes. I told her, Jen, I've taken a lot of the stuff you said to heart, and I realized it may be too late to ever earn back your trust. But I want you to know that I love you. And should anything change where you would want to come back home, the door is always open. I handed her the flowers and walked away. Over the next few weeks, we would see each other more and more for longer and longer periods with no expectations. Until one day she said, Sean, I'm ready. I'm ready to come back home. This June, Jennifer, who's with us this morning, and I will be celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary. Friends in similar situations have asked me, what happens if I make changes in my life to save my marriage and my marriage still fails? I get it. I wrestled with that question. But here's the mentality that helped me find the courage to fight for my marriage. If I work on becoming the husband and man that Jennifer deserves, and she still divorces me, I will at least become one heck of a catch. And that's a no-lose proposition. And if you talk with Jennifer, she will tell you that it was this newfound confidence that she saw in me that ultimately drew her back to me. Y'all been an amazing audience. Thank you all so much.